You know, I said at the beginning of the year I was going to try and fade out from doing FNaF videos all the time, but since I have been, in a way, doing a fair job at that, I'm willing to make a video grappling about my frustrations with the latest shit going on with FNaF. What's that? You thought I was going to say I hate the Patient 46 reveal? Nah, I hate everyone's reaction to it. Call it pure spite if you want, part of it probably is, but pretty much every opinion I've seen come out of everything recent in FNaF are opinions I despise to the core and will fight against until I die. Security Breach, while far from being the best FNaF game, is not a game I hate at all. I played it on day one, and while it does have flaws I'm willing to acknowledge, I still had a great time playing the game because I didn't make my entire fucking life about the flaws. I have argued with people who do this, and talking to them is the most frustrating thing I've ever experienced because the way they talk about the game makes them present themselves as just insufferable people. If you want to prove to me that you're right about this game being bad, you should try to be convincing, not annoying and belittling. But I digress. The real point of this video is my own outlook on the recent reveals through Tales from the Pizzaplex that Gregory is the mysterious Patient 46. If you're not up to speed, Patient 46 is the silent second patient in the collectible CDs in Security Breach who is responsible for tampering with equipment at the Pizzaplex and is implied to have murdered several therapists who have pried too close to the truth regarding what the patient does in their spare time. And I personally think that the idea that this person is Gregory is actually incredibly interesting. Most of the judgments I've seen on this reveal are that it's not satisfying and that it should have been Vanny, not only because it was already just heavily implied that it was, but also because Vanny currently lacks plot relevance in the main game. Don't get me wrong, both of these are criticisms I can understand if you construct them, well, constructively, and just like everyone else, I thought it couldn't be anyone else but Vanny. However, I disagree that this reveal should be getting treated the way it has been, because it feels to me people are just trashing anything related to Security Breach just because the game had a rough start. And before I continue with all the Vanny thoughts, I also just want to right now mention the criticism regarding the Patient 46 reveal that I despise the most. The criticism that revolves around the fact that this info was revealed through a book. People who call themselves FNaF fans nowadays are quick to just demonize the books without question, simply because, as Sheep Rampage put it, they can't be bothered to look through and read them, which is just entirely a you problem. FNaF isn't bad because you're too lazy to read. FNaF books, while there are quite a lot of them, are in my opinion one of the best branches in the entire franchise, and solving FNaF lore has been a process involving the books since the sister location days. People are so toxic about this that I've seen them say shit like they're gonna ignore the fact that Gregory was revealed as Patient 46 entirely. I hate to break it to you, but that's not how that works. You can't continue to participate in FNaF and just flat out ignore vital pieces of info like that. Maybe just grow up and stop being spiteful about everything Security Breach related just because flaws are the only thing you know how to live by. Anyway, back to the thoughts on Vanny. As cool as she is in concept and as much as I love her character, I don't think it changes the fact that, at least to me, she's essentially just William with extra steps, especially because she's only murderous due to William. If Gregory is the one who's Patient 46, it opens the doors to the idea of a villain who's more complicated than that. During the events of Security Breach, we see Gregory act scared and defenseless. However, his bitterness to pretty much everyone except Freddy, and his general tendency to deflect questions regarding information about himself, implies that he seems to be hiding deeper feelings, goals, and motives. While Patient 46, or Gregory, does seem to be aware of William's presence within the Pizzaplex, I would hardly say that Gregory is on his side, given that during the events of the game he tries to wipe William off the face of the earth. Another thing people are likely concerned about, even though I quickly stopped caring enough to look given how they were acting, is what Gregory being Patient 46 means to his relationship with Freddy. People are probably not going to be fond of the idea that Gregory was basically just lying to Freddy and using him as a tool during the entire game. But where you luck out is that that is not the case. Quite a few of the non-canon endings to Security Breach show that even if Gregory was using Freddy as a tool initially, Gregory genuinely became attached to Freddy, as whenever Freddy is at risk or even flat out damaged and on the verge of dying, panic and even tears begin to show within Gregory. However, while this means their relationship ends off on a happy note, it is also likely that it started out far more sinister. The GGY story that revealed Gregory to be Patient 46 revolved around the mystery of the GGY high scores on all the arcade cabinets in the building, initials likely standing for Gregory. And in the story, whenever Tony tries to pry into the mystery by either asking frequent customers or sneaking into the staff-only zones, it's always Glamrock Freddy who seems to take notice of this and scares Tony off by staring eerily in the distance or flat out appearing behind him out of nowhere. This behavior is far from anything the Freddy we know would do, so it's likely Gregory had somehow tampered with his code to make him protect the GGY high score mystery. I also have a feeling that Gregory's tamperings could be why Freddy wasn't corrupted by the virus like all the other animatronics were. So while it does seem like Gregory at first used Freddy as a tool to keep himself a mystery and to find and destroy William, it's clear that due to Freddy's caring nature and charisma, that this initially manipulative mindset shifted to one of genuine care and friendship. And while a lot of people would jump to label all of this as inconsistency in characters, I disagree. Character depth is what it really is. People who act in a two-faced manner do exist, whether it be due to a personality disorder or by very well executed code switching, like how you don't act the same at home as you do at work, but to a more extreme degree. Of course, it is entirely possible that there is more of the Pizzaplex's contents than simple arcade machines that Gregory wants to get his hands on, but mysteries like that are for FNaF content yet to be released to solve. This whole situation is shaky and loose on concrete info due to still being relatively fresh info. Regardless, I'm gonna end this video here, and my next FNaF related video will probably be me going over a bundle of possible theories before Ruin's release. That is, of course, if something like today doesn't happen again where I decide to make a video because people pissed me off. Anyway, bye everyone.